going to control evolution, merge with machines, kill the rest of us. And that's the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. So I want to do a piece on this soon that's more produced with all the documents showing the rest of the story. But here's the part I didn't get to yesterday because of time constraints. And the article's up there. UN-backed conference talks about the new man and the end of humanity as we know it. And again, all this tech that's being rolled out by him has back doors to surveil, control, and dehumanize. And you think people are already watching television, looking at their iPads and not talking to people. They're now starting to interface and getting addicted. The wirehead, the plugging into the brain, the Matrix is here. Philip K. Dick wrote about it 35 years ago. The film The Matrix is just based on Pentagon plans, again, declassified in 2000, where they actually talk about us all living in pods and powering things with our body heat. And that movie's just all in your face. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. This is what they say. This is a UN conference saying they're going to control reality and you just better get ready to accept it. And they talk about a new religion. Their new religion is the Technocracy merger and blasting off into the space as robots. Okay? We should have a debate about whether we, A, think this is feasible, B, think it's a good idea. But the general public's like, this guy's using fancy terms. He said Technotronic. What are you trying to show off for, pal? I bench press 350. I'm like, look, I'm not trying to show off to you. I just want to warn you about some stuff going on. Did you know most people that have autopsies now have nanotech in their brain? They're spiking it as part of a global program into some of the food, just like they take your baby's blood at birth. Yeah, right. The alien's going to get me. And the tinfoil hat. And I'm like, listen, this is very important. You need to, sure it is, bud boy. I'm like, if you went and got your brainwaves checked, I would imagine you're in a suspended disbelief subconscious program right now and that you're at the edge of dreaming. That's why you're laughing at me right now. That's right, crazy man. Because they've been put into a near sleep state. Look at the brainwave reports. This is mainstream news. But they just report it like it's no big deal, and then they're down there in that subconscious where the subconscious knows this is real and is scared. It's hundreds of times more powerful than the conscious mind. Some people it's thousands of times more powerful. It knows everything's going on. It's scared to death. And you come to them and say, hey, this is happening, and then the pre-programmed outside defense mechanism hits, eyes glaze over. Boom, can't hear you. I mean, they got GMO, they got nanotech in their brain already. Oh, yeah. I mean, we are so far down the rat hole, and we haven't even begun the descent. And I tell you what, it's amazing. Let's go ahead and talk to, let's go ahead and go to that video, then we'll go back to your calls. Here is the forecast of the UN from the big UN Moscow conference. Here it is.
Our forecast for the next 40 years. February 2012. Global Future 2045 Congress is held in Moscow. It is a debate platform for discussion of our civilization's prospects for development. 2012 to 2013, the global economic and social crises are exacerbated. The debates on the global paradigm of future development intensifies. New transhumanist movements and parties emerge. Russia 2045 transforms into World 2045. Simultaneously, the 2045.com international social network for open innovation is expanding. Here, anyone interested may propose a project, take part in working on it, or fund it, or both. In the network, there are scientists, scholars, researchers, financiers, and managers. 2013 to 2014. New centers working on cybernetic technologies for the development of radical life extension rise. The race for immortality starts. 2015 to 2020. The Avatar is created. A robotic human copy controlled by thought via brain-computer interface. It becomes as popular as a car. In Russia and in the world appear, in testing mode, several breakthrough projects. Android robots to replace people in manufacturing tasks. Android robot servants for every home. Thought-controlled avatars to provide telepresence in any place of the world and abolish the need for business trips. Flying cars. Thought-driven mobile communications built into the body or sprayed onto the skin. 2020 to 2025, an autonomous system providing life support for the brain and allowing it interaction with the environment is created. The brain is transplanted into an Avatar B. With Avatar B, man receives new, expanded life. 2025. The new generation of avatars provides complete transmission of sensations from all 5 sensory robot organs to the operator. 2030 to 2035, Rebrain. The colossal project of brain reverse engineering is implemented. World science comes very close to understanding the principles of consciousness. 2035, the first successful attempt to transfer one's personality to an alternative carrier. The epoch of cybernetic immortality begins. 2040 to 2050. Bodies made of nanorobots that can take any shape arise alongside hologram bodies. 2045 to 2050. Drastic changes in social structure and in scientific and technological development. All the prerequisites for space expansion are established. For the man of the future, war and violence are unacceptable. The main priority of his development is spiritual self-improvement. A new era dawns. The era of neo-humanity.
All right. Now, that's put out by the UN, and it's global standardization saying the UN must decide the course of the technological development. Remember, the real technology is 30 years advanced. They're just rolling a lot of this out now at you. The neo-human, there won't be, if you get into deeper documents, but about 1% of the original humans will be allowed to live, and this is their plan, when you get up to 2060 or so. But they don't tell people at first. They say, we're only going to kill 80%. We're only going to kill 90%. And then higher level documents that have leaked, well, we're going to keep about 2%. Some documents say we may decide to kill ourselves or blast off the earth and blow it up for fun. This is what the top billionaires say. We quote them in Endgame Blueprint for Global Enslavement. You're like, well, this is madness. Well, these are the folks in charge. Okay? Not me saying this, New York Times. And others when you attack me and say, Jones says they're going to live forever and blast off in spaceships. Notice they talk about, religious. This will empower us religiously. And now they're going to be God making the new creatures. See, there's no room for you when you get into their deeper literature. Notice the whole Avatar thing. I've already talked to, by the way, I wanted to get Tommy back on. I forgot to get him on. Let's get him on next week. I've talked to people that have gotten tours years ago when nobody had of the new hologram movies. They're just not ready to roll it out yet. They're just phasing it in right now. And then pretty soon it'll just be plugged into your brain. And again, it's all about control, just to get you dialed into false reality so you'll accept, oh, billions died in the last year. We're safe here in the great node city of Agulu or whatever it is. And then, oh, I'm going to just get back into my plug-in system. Bring me back for exercise in 1 month. I'm going to go back to my, the kingdoms I'm ruling in the cybernetic system. And then you go off into your la-la land, and then you're just unplugged later. They're going to have the robots in your house spying on you, which the CIA chief said 2 months ago, all appliances. They're going to be there doing everything for you, working at the factories. You're not going to be needed anymore because of the robotics. The military's not going to be needed. It's all going to be robots working on robots, as we've shown you their documents and videos on air. This is the plan. As soon as the technocratic skin is in, the robotics, the drones, the weaponized system, at the moment they've beta tested and are ready to go, they'll release the first bioweapon plague. That's what they didn't give you in their little forecast. Again, that will wipe out 10 to 15 million people. I'm giving you a prime projection. That will be used in the next 5 to 10 years after that attack is launched. Could be next month, could be 10 years from now, because they are behind. And fighting them will back them off, by the way. This is a death struggle we're in. Once they launch that bio attack, that first phase is just make everybody scared. Millions dead, total fear. Anybody will take any shot they're told to, quote, be safe. That will implant them with all sorts of nasty nanotech and things, and soft kills and hormone-triggered viruses for age discrimination. Lower hormones, it's triggered, they admit that. That's one of their main kill rates. Also, they like to add pathogens to things like the tetanus shot for just a good old-fashioned attack pattern. and an infestation of the organs with different pustules and things that you have a nice, painful soft kill effect that also weighs down the country that you're hitting with it. That's an added goodie. But then once they've released that bio-level attack, then they'll kill, I think, about 3 billion in the next phase. Then society will really ratchet down, and then... Okay, about an hour ago, we got a phone call by one of the workers there. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to get back in touch with them. I'm not going to say he or she. Right after the show ends, and we'll have this on the Nightly News tonight. They said the University of Texas facility, they have a level 4 bioweapons lab on the coast that got hit by a hurricane. It's level 2 security, but with level 4. That's got stuff that'll get and kill 90% of those that come in contact with it. Mouse pox, you name it. That it's a nanotech weapon system facility, Department of Defense. Whatever you guys do with the document cameras, don't show my notes here. It'll give this away. And that they're practicing high-powered systems that can fire nanotech viruses into people at such high speed, and they're so small you don't even know you've been hit by them. The perfect weapon. And again, UT is involved. They've got a huge monkey farm out there with stuff that, well, one researcher told me it kills 97% of the monkeys. I mean, God almighty. It's right out in Bastrop, outside Bastrop by Smithville. I was given a tour one time of the psychology department. I'll never forget it. And a lot of it was classified, but they're like, oh, don't look at those monitors. That's classified. Oh, and it's all the monkeys in the big death pits all hooked up with wires in their heads, hitting them with flicker rates for the Pentagon to test how to soft kill you and your family through the television, how to put you into that state. I mean, I'm just a primitive human who was able to break the basic programming. I'm in an emergency system warning you here. And they're building all this stuff everywhere. Got a nanotech place down the street from us right here, but it's just one of the fake groups out there. All these groups are out there trying to get funding. There it is, nanotechnology at the University of Texas. Anyways, we're told about this and we look it up, and the person told us it's a cover-up. We've been in contact with KXAN. One of our crew, one of our reporters used to work there. He quit there to come to work here. He called them. They're looking into it. UT experiment explodes, hospitalizes one. Person has minor injuries. Leak now under control. And it said during the experiment with the nanotech gun... the explosion that happened during the experiment at the University of Texas high-velocity projectile research facility sent one person to the hospital Tuesday. They got thousands of these things everywhere. The motorist driving by the building at 300 North Baghdad Road, yeah, you wouldn't even have heard of this if people didn't see the building blow up, was hit by shrapnel from the explosion and taken who knows how many. They say it's a lot worse than what the media is saying. Again, I haven't talked to him yet. They just took these notes down, the reporters did. And taken to Round Rock Medical with minor injuries, according to Rhonda Weldon, Director of Communications for University Operations. Yeah, up north there, too, they got nuclear reactors. And the city is so pre-programmed. When I tell you they're doing experiments at one of the biggest experimental reactors in North America, they just say, Alex, quit fear-mongering. It doesn't exist. I'd know if there were reactors in Austin. Yeah, there's 2 of them. Yeah. 2 reactors. Well, really, they still got a little ones, what I'm told, that they can never completely shut down in downtown. Then they got the 2 up north. So I guess that's 3. But the point is, and you got professors like Pianka wandering around there going, soon 90% of us will be dead. I'm prepared for my family to die. Lucifer. You know, you go to his UT website, and it's him dressed up on the official website in a outfit as a druid and talking about Lucifer. I'm in biology department. Soon everyone will be dead. We're releasing it soon. The FBI went and said, what are you talking about? He goes, never mind, I'm just an old man. He went to the Texas Academy of Sciences, and again, standing ovations when he said they're going to kill everybody. Just, murder, death, that's beautiful. We're powerful. Anyway, so this is just all part of the insane power trip that's going on. And again, I'm not insane. You're insane if you're not concerned about this. And I think about this, who cares about Rand Paul, Ron Paul? Okay, they're great. I endorse Mitt Romney, fine. That's like rearranging the silverware on the Titanic or something. Whatever, fine. We shouldn't even be freaked out about this. Move forward, warn people, hope humanity survives.